What's going on, everybody? My name is Shaheem Reid, the host of The Roundup, and my guest today is a certified hip-hop legend. Over the past 30 years, he's been a go-to guy to rock parties all around the world. He's trailblazed on the mixtape circuit. He's produced for some of your favorite MCs. I'm talking about none other than the Bronx native, the Grammy Award-winning Kid Capri, right here on The Roundup today. Shaheem Reid, this is a roundup, and I told you, I promised you, man. I said I got a certified hip hop legend coming in today, none other than Kid Capri. This is crazy for me right now.
Shout, what's up, my brother? Thank you, man.
Oh man, people might hear a little bit of music in the background. We at the world famous Scratch Academy, founded by Jam Master Jay. What was it like to hang out with Jay, man? He was such a cool
Jay
dude.
was cool, man. One of the realest dudes in the world. You gotta remember, this dude, superstar, like Rolling Stone front page. You know, you gotta remember who these guys were. This was Run DMC. Like, you know, you didn't get no bigger. Jay always said, "You're one of the greatest ever." That's all he always used to say to me. "You one of the greatest ever." He used to always say to me, walk up, "Yo, you one of the greatest ever." You grab me, call my ear, "Yo, you one of the greatest ever. I love you."
We going on, what, 30 years?
Yeah, 37 as a matter of fact.
37,
37 DJ. I started when I was 8. But I got known maybe 27 years ago. Started getting known then with the mixtapes. You know, I didn't even think the mixtapes were gonna do what they did, but it started, when I started putting them out around 88, it just climbed and it just went from there.
Now, 8 years old, man. At 8 years old, I was wondering what Chitara and Thundercats would be doing. 8 years old, you was DJing, man. How'd you get into that?
Well, first of all, the music always been in the black side of my family. I say the black side of my family. I'm half black and I'm half Sicilian Italian. So
You got gangsters.
Yeah, pretty much ran through all. Yeah, it's really thick. But my grandfather played trumpet for Dizzy Gillespie, Count Basie, and Miles Davis, and a lot of different jazz artists that was hitting at that time. He did a lot of sitting work. And then his son, my father, he made a lot of soul records. And so the music always been around. So when at 4 years old, I started playing on drums and knew about beats and grooves and stuff like that. And as a little kid, growing up listening to James Brown, I already knew that hip hop element was there before I even knew what hip hop really was. So when I got a chance to like get older and be around it, and the DJ thing came out, that was automatic for me to just adjust to it. I remember one time I went to a project party in Marble Hill Projects, and I seen a DJ from a group called Rockwell Incorporated named DJ B. Ward. His real name was Brian Ward. And the way he was DJ, I was just watching him. The way he was DJ, it was like he was just talking to the needles. I just stood there and just watched him. I ain't talked to no girls, I ain't danced, I ain't did nothing. I just stood there and watched him. Ran home, told my mother I wanted to be a DJ. That was the beginning of it. She bought me a mixer that had no headphone holes, so I had to guess all the spots on the record, and that's how I got better than everybody in the hood, because I had to guess everything.
Wow.
And that's how I started. And I was standing on top of a milk crate because I couldn't reach the turntables. I was little, so stood up on top of the milk crate. When the older dudes seen this, you know, it was like, damn, who's this little kid bugging out like this? And I just stayed with it. Met a girl that was in our circle. Her name was Olga Carter. She pretty much grew up with us. She was about 13 years old. I was about 12. She said, Kid Capri sounded like a good name for a DJ. At the time, my name was DJ Dr. Spank. Terrible name.
Dr. Spank?
Yeah, Dr. Spank was terrible.
Oh, my God.
But she said, Kid Capri sounded like a good name for a DJ. You should try it. 4 or 5 months later, she was killed by a stray bullet.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Right
so I kept the name. Yeah, right there in the Bronx on Cedric. So I ended up keeping the name. It took it to the top.
What was it like, just the hip hop scene in the Bronx?
I was young, so I didn't, I was doing my thing, but I wasn't really into what everybody else was doing. When the crack ever came around, that was pretty much around the time I was just about to start the SNS Club, and Harlem was it. Like, if you was in Harlem at that time, you felt like you was a star, like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of hood stars that was there, that was coming out of Harlem, out of the SNS Club, they got names just because of the work that they put in at that time. When dudes was passing me kilos, yo kid, you cool, here's a kilo, why don't you get rid of that? You know what I mean?
Wow.
I would say, nah, I'm good. When they were starting to sell $20 cracks, I said, I'm gonna sell $20 mixtapes. I'm gonna get what they got, just a little slower, but I'm still be rocking They might be dead, they might be locked up, they might be whatever, but I'm gonna keep rolling and doing what I'm doing. And that's exactly how it happened. I sat on that street corner, didn't know if I was gonna get robbed, shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm right in Monk and Mud, right there, 145th. Nobody really knew who I was. Why would I buy your tape $20? Don't mind join your car, listen to the intro. I guarantee you gonna buy everything I got here. And that's exactly what happened. They put it in the car, come back, we get that, we get that, we get that. Next thing you know, it was on every car all over the country.
How did the distribution go? Because now, you know, people, like, if you got a mixtape, you put it on Dat Piff, you put it on live mixtapes.
There was none of that.
It was none of that back in the day.
It was none of that. It was sit there. Well, first the process was sit there all night and copy whatever tapes you thought that was good enough to go out.
Physically copy it. It wasn't no sending it out.
Sat there, 6 tape decks, copied all of them all night. That was the process. And then go to Trader Horn, get 100 tapes, copy them all, come out the next day and rock and sit there and just sell them. And in an hour, I was making $2,000 an hour. Every day, killing them. It just got crazy. And then, you know, I was sitting out in the street corner, and chicks would drive by laughing like I was doing bad. So I would come out with about 14 gold chains around my neck, sitting out there, I'm getting it too. I'm getting it too. Right, yeah. You know, it just to look good. And it started working. And then I started hearing people get shot over my tapes, and you know, people get robbed over my tapes. One dude came up and was like, "Yo, I was on the Gulf War. Your tapes and cigarettes was the most important things on the boat." You know, I started hearing all that.
What was the track listing for some of those early tapes?
I was playing a lot of stuff that we was doing in the SNS Club. See, I want to make sure everybody get it correct too. Is that, you know, I'm the one that made the mixtape become superstar status, but I wasn't the inventor of the mixtape. It was Star Child who put me on to the SNS Club. There was Blue CB. There was Love Bug. There was Hollywood. These dudes are like the forefathers of the ones that started putting them out. You know?
Even Flash was doing the
live
mixtapes.
Yeah. You know, there was the tape master putting out all the Cold Crush, the Foursome D's and Foursome C's and Fantastic, all those things. But when the DJ thing by itself came out, it was pretty much those four that really set it off. And then when I came, I just took it and brought it national. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people would think I was the inventor of it. And no, it wasn't that. I was influenced as well as anybody else. It was just that I knew how to make it a big deal. And, you know, it worked out.
You used to rap too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah. My first album, I rhymed with my whole album.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that, but I got hot in the streets from the mixtape. So Warner Brothers asked me to do an album. I couldn't do a DJ, so you know they asked me to say little rhymes I was saying on my mixtapes and you know all that. So I would write those and do the beats in the studio, and that was it. My second album, Soundtrack to the Streets, I only rhymed maybe twice on the album, and I produced everybody else on it. So that's really what it was. It wasn't about me being a rapper, but yeah, I can get it in a little bit.
But I know for a fact, because we have a very good friend in common by the name of Rich Nice.
That's my brother.
Yes, mine too. That you would battle rap sometimes. I know you was in the hood battle rapping. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so tell me about your origins as an MC.
As far as being, that's how I met Rich, as a matter of fact. We used to have little groups. The Little Crusher crew, we used to try to emulate the Cold Crush brothers. We was little kids doing this. And then I remember one time, we had did our first show at the Apollo. I thought we was gonna get booed off the stage, man. We got up there, we did good. After I got in there and I did that performance and I got a little known, I had got my first album deal and my first record was called The Apollo, and I donated the proceeds to The Apollo when it was about to close. So then later on I started hosting The Apollo.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I got my little thing in with the mic.
You get the call from Russell Simmons and say, I need you to rock on this new show. There's nothing like this ever in the history of television.
I did a show at the Garden. I did the after party at Deborah Robbins. Russell seen this crowd jumping and rolls up. Yo, what you think about being on a comedy show on HBO? What you talking about, Russ? But then I thought, I said, this is Russell, it's HBO, who the hell am I to question it? Right. Let's go and do it.
Go.
That, man, it was like a tsunami hit the airwaves, bro. It was the biggest shit. When we did the first tapings, we had to do the concert, we went on tour. I didn't know how big it was until I got to that first concert tour. And I was on stage and the curtain was closed, and when the curtain opened, the people just screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed. And I couldn't say nothing. Every move I made, it was screaming. And it went like that every night. Every night. It was the same thing. So that's how the whole DJ and playing records quick started, because I used to do a 15-minute show before the comedians come out, and I had to play the records quick. So I did that. When I did to the crowd with that day, I started applying it to the parties, and then the DJ started seeing me do that, and then they started doing it. But it started from Def Comedy Jam. It definitely touched a lot of people. And today, you see the biggest comedians in the world came from us, from Bernie Mac to Cedric the Entertainer, to Steve Harvey, to Jamie Foxx, Martin, everybody came from them.
Another historic tour, I should say, that you was on, Puff Daddy and the Family. Man. The No Way Out, man.
Yeah, it was big. I used to come out, I think Usher used to come on before me, or somebody used to come on before me. I come out at the beginning of the show, some of the show go, and then when the intermission come, when I come back, I'll come back out. And I used to start with this record the second time I came out, and it was Hard Knock Life. 45 King gave me the beat on a plate, and I was going to use it for my album. But I was playing it in an arena just to get a test to see how people would like it. So first 3 shows, like all these different people would walk up, "Kid, how'd you get the Annie behind the beat? How'd you do that?" And so I knew it was clicking. I knew people was liking it. The 4th show, I played it, and Jay-Z ran up and said, "Yo, what's that?" I said, "You like that, huh?" He said, "Hell yeah." So I put him on the phone with 45 King. 2 weeks later, Hard Knock Life, blowing up, biggest record of his career. That was gonna be my album. I should have kept it up. But yeah, so gave it to him. He blew up, and I did it. It's Like That record for my album, and I let him license it on that same album, on the Hard Knock Life album. So I won a Grammy for that.
For that.
Yeah, so it was a double whammy for me. It was beautiful.
I heard a lot of people passed up on that particular beat. That It's Like That. I heard like Jadakiss was at one point being looked at, and maybe Nas was being looked at to get on that.
Let me tell you how that went. I had that loop. That's the Wet Willie. I had that loop. I bought that record in New Orleans maybe 5 years before I even used it. And the reason why I had it 5 years, because for some reason I couldn't get the record to lock. I couldn't get the loop to lock of the machine. And I had looped it on the tape one time just to hear it. I was in the studio the day I was supposed to make a record with Jay. And I was playing the loop, just listening to it. And he walked past the door and he heard the loop. And he said, "Yo, what's that?" "Here's a loop joint." You said, "Yo, that's what, we need to do that." Yo, I had that shit fixed in 5 minutes. Yo, I had this record for 5 years. I couldn't get it right. In 5 minutes, I had that joint done. It sound like it's the one on my album right now. We did that, and I don't remember. No, we never know. That's a false story. I never got a chance to get it to anybody else because we did it that day, and that's when I gave it. So it was the record it was. So yeah, nobody really heard it when it came out. Everybody loved it. It didn't make a single, but it was definitely one of the records that...
One of them street knockers.
Yeah, that was important.
What did you think about when, the mixtape game started to evolve, when you started to get like your clues, and Ron G was coming with the blends and doing remixes for people?
Well, Ron G pretty much got those ideas, I think, for me. When I used to do the Stephanie Mills and the Impeach the President, all those different blends, and then he started doing this blend thing. But I think that has sparked it, just like anybody else. I mean, it ain't no news flash. I'm the first to do a lot of stuff that a lot of DJs do. There's a lot of DJs right now that play just like me or might do the quick stuff and they don't even know they got it from me. You know what I'm saying? There was no DJs with managers. There was no DJs getting $10,000 a party. There was no, you know what I'm saying? It was none of that. It was, even to the point of putting lights on top of the tables. There was none of that. That all came from something that I seen Flash and all them do in the early days. And I just took that over and was able to let the masses see it, and that right there stuck to where DJs got on the mic like me and yelled on it like me and swagged up like me, and I took it as a compliment, to tell you the truth.
You just got to give a salute to all of the DJs right now, period, because that's the backbone of hip hop, obviously. But how do you feel about how the DJ is now kind of in the forefront?
That's what I always push for. That's what always been. You gotta remember how long it been me. It been really me that was going every concert. It was a lot of work for myself because the DJ wasn't big. So now to see what I've been fighting for all this time, to look at DJs as an artist, it's just there now. And even Simon Cowell said, the DJ is the new rock star. It's the truth. Because people partying get the troubles off their mind. That's why a DJ is so important, because when they come to see you, they depend on you to take those 2 or 3 hours of their problems off their mind. When they go back to reality, they go back to it. But for those times that they spend with you, they depend on you to make them feel better than they did before they got there. And that's what a DJ's job is.
Master of the mix, man. I watch it, man. Like, you know, sometimes I see certain things, I'm like, oh, I know Kid is going to just, he's going to give them the business right now, man.
Yeah. I try to be fair because I come from the school of the real DJ. I come from the school of, you know, 2 turntables, a mic, mixer, and you go in. With technology, the way it's going down, you know, different things is happening. You know, you got light shows and iPad DJs and all these different things. So I try to keep it in that perspective of, you know, things change and, you know, you got to keep up with what's going on just like anything else. But at the same time, if you're not hot, you don't have a talent with it, if you ain't really showing me anything, if you're going to use these trickery things, you got to put something together that's going to make me say, all right, yeah, I can accept it. When you standing there and not doing nothing, you just playing music, yeah, that ain't going to work.
When you're not working and you get a chance to go to a party, who would you want to be a DJ at a party you was going to?
I like a lot of the older DJs. I like a lot of new DJs. I like Sus One. I like my man Self. I like a lot of dudes. But the older DJs seem like they're just more seasoned because they know so much more. Mm-hmm. They have a broader horizon of thinking than just worried about the 106 and Park music or the music that's on the radio at the time. A DJ is not a dope DJ when you come in and you know that you're the opener and he's the principal and you want to play the records that the principal's playing, knowing that the principal's supposed to play them. You're not a hot DJ when you can't play C and D records and still get the job done. So in other words, you're not hot because you're hot because of the record. The records is supposed to be a tool under your umbrella to make you hot. When you go, it's you're selling. Anybody can play those records. You hear them all day, but it's the way you play them. It's the continuity in it.
So that's the blueprint for rocking the party?
That's the blueprint right there. That's the blueprint right there, knowing that if Future puts a record out right now that's crazy, I'm not going to run to the party at 10 o'clock at night and play the record at 10 o'clock at night. Because nobody wants to hear it at 10 o'clock at night. What kind of DJ are you? Let's say I'm the opener and you the main man. I know that you come to do your job to get paid what you get paid to do. But I'm going to run in before you, knowing what my position is and try to play everything that I know you're going to play before you get there, knowing it's 10 o'clock at night, and even if it was 12 o'clock at night, you're the principal. I got to respect that.
You know, Biggie has his 10 crack commandments. What are some of your commandments for a DJ?
Don't be fake. Dress good. Stop staring at the damn computer. Stop depending on the hot record to make you hot. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Just do what you do.
What was the first piece of vinyl that you bought, man, going to the store buying your first?
La Shangri-La, Paradise.
Wow.
Paradise is very nice. That's my first beat, first record I ever bought. And like I said, I had the mixer, I had no headphone. I used to go up the block. So my man Lamont, he had a little bit more money than everybody else for some reason. And he had bought these new 2 turntable Gerard turntables, and I took my mix up there. He had the turntables at the Moran amp. He'll buy one record, I'll buy the other one. That's how we started.
Now, when you behind them turntables, man, is Kid Capri a good dancer?
I'm not the 2-step dude, but when I get behind the turntables, when I get on stage, I could be in pain. I could be sick. I could be whatever. As soon as I get on that stage, I don't feel no pain. I don't feel no nothing. When I get off, I feel worse than I did before I got on there. But at that time, I don't feel nothing. And a lot of chicks have told me, yo, you get on stage, your confidence just make you so sexy. Yeah. Don't keep working for you there.
If Kid Capri is the world's greatest DJ, who is number 2?
It would either have to be Scratch, Jazzy Jeff, definitely. Jazzy Jeff's definitely my favorite. But the reason why I say Jeff is because Jeff been on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
Jeff was the first dude to introduce the Transformer Scratch. You know, he just been around, and he been around consistent and heavy, and you can't pay for that. So he's definitely set his bar to be who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta respect that. I'm not scared of no DJ in existence. Jeff, I would have a second thought about going up against.
What's 3 records that a DJ has to have in his collection if he's playing a party?
900 number, Peter Piper, started from the bottom. Training.
Okay.
Yeah, for right now.
What's your worst DJ experience?
When I had to get off stage and knock somebody out. And that happened. That's happened a couple of times. You know, I remember me and Nas at a concert in Atlanta, and I had to rock somebody's ass for that. Jump off the stage, rock his ass, get back on stage and do what I'm doing. And, you know, that's not what you come to these events for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You pay your money to come have a good time. Go fuck with some of the chicks. Go do something. Do something. I can't come to your job kicking fries out of your mouth. Don't come to my job telling me what to do.
Yeah. Man, Kid Capri,
man.
my pleasure, man.
My pleasure.
Mind blowing.
Definitely, my pleasure. Sure.
This certified hip-hop legend coming in today. None other than Kid Capri. This is crazy for me right now.
Shout, what's up, my brother? Thank you, man.
Oh, man. People might hear a little bit of music in the background. We at the world-famous Scratch Academy, founded by Jam Master Jay. What was it like to hang out with Jay, man? He was such a cool dude.
Jay was cool, man. One of the realest dudes in the world. You gotta remember, this dude, superstar. Like, Rolling Stone front page. You know, you gotta remember who these guys were. This was Run DMC. Like, you know, you didn't get no bigger. Jay always said, you're one of the greatest ever. That's all he always used to say to me, you're one of the greatest ever. He used to always say to me, walk up, yo, you one of the greatest ever. You grab me, call my ear, yo, you one of the greatest ever, I love you.
We going on, what, 30 years?
Yeah, 37 as a matter of fact.
37,
37 DJ. I started when I was 8. But I got known maybe 27 years ago. Started getting known then with the mixtapes. You know, I didn't even think the mixtapes were gonna do what they did, but it started, when I started putting them out around 88, it just climbed and it just went from there.
Now, 8 years old, man. At 8 years old, I was wondering what Chitara and Thundercats would be doing. Shaheem Reid, this is a roundup, and I told you, I promised you, man. I said, I got. What's going on, everybody? My name is Shaheem Reid, the host of the roundup, and my guest today is a certified hip-hop legend. Over the past 30 years, he's been a go-to guy to rock parties all around the world. He's trailblazed on the mixtape circuit. He's produced for some of your favorite MCs. I'm talking about none other than the Bronx native, the Grammy Award-winning Kid Capri, right here on the roundup today.